If you're running low, the transmission will run hot and won't have the protection it needs to cope with the added stress of towing. And if it's time for a transmission service, you really should have it done before your trip. Transmission fluid breaks down and gets dirty over time. Whether you have an automatic or manual transmission, you need to have it serviced on schedule to make sure it runs efficiently.
I'm pretty good about keeping up with my transmission service. Automatic transmissions contain a maze of passages that the fluid has to pass through to keep it shifting smoothly. And if you neglect transmission service, the passages can get clogged up and you start to have problems. Neglect it for too long and it can fail. And believe me, you don't want to pay for a major transmission repair.
Yeah. So, this just reminds me of how most of us do a lot of our driving under severe conditions. Towing or hauling big loads is obvious, but there are lots of other things that constitute severe driving conditions. Things like short trips, driving in very hot or very cold weather.
Dusty roads or city driving. Basically, any driving that's not at highway speeds or under ideal conditions.
Basically, most of my driving. So, we all need to think about whether or not we need to follow the service schedule.
Well, I think you convinced me. I'll go in for a full service oil change before I leave to make sure everything has been looked at.
Good for you. Ooh, and ask for a trip inspection while you're at it. Your service technician can check your belts and hoses and let you know if your brakes are in good shape, too.
Well, Melanie, I appreciate your concern. How can I thank you?
Oh, how about getting me a big trout?
Well, I'm not a fisher, but I could bring you back a fisherman.
Even better.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.